So how do you feel today?
Good.
You feel pretty good? You look beautiful today. You look beautiful every day.
Peyton was just a feisty, happy little girl. She just always was the friend to everybody.
And I say this a lot, but it's true. She'd walk into a room and people would,
Who's that?
yeah. She just had a great spirit.
If there would be one word, it would just be she was strong. In January of 2006, she just got up screaming about her bottom. So then the next day she kept talking about how much pain she was in.
In her knee.
In her knee. She started limping more. She started really having more pain. We took her to doctor after doctor after doctor after doctor.
So they did an MRI, and if you ever had any experience with MRIs, if it's good news, you could be sitting around forever. They were back in the room in 10 minutes and said, that she had tumors up and down her spine and in her pelvic area. Jeez.
It's that you're very naive thinking that it won't happen to you. And so I was in shock. I couldn't believe it.
I moved right into, all right, I gotta find some way to fix this. So we looked everywhere, and we ended up getting her treatment at All Children's and at Duke. She was 4 years old when she was diagnosed. So, what does a 4-year-old really know about brain cancer? But she was really engaged with the doctors and the nurses about, any of the treatment. By the time it was done, she knew what a port was. She knew what, all the needle sizes were.
My counts are up or down?
Your counts are up.
Yay.
I think she kept her head a lot more than we did.
All right, Peyton. One more day, girlfriend.
And then we're all done.
That's right.
There was never really ever a good day of news. Not once.
But she made a year. From when she was diagnosed to Christmas time, I bet you Patrick and I were probably home maybe a month, maybe, out of that whole time. We lived at Duke for 3 months.
We've got the deluxe room,
Penthouse.
of a hospital.
While we had 2 other kids here in Florida that my mom came down to take care of. Your focus is on your child's life and then your other kids. And so financially, you're not paying attention to any of your bills. You're not even worried about anything except for what can I do to save my child? Patrick's still trying to work, but it's difficult. And when Peyton passed, we did go through all of our health insurance allocations, and then we were told that we were not insurable anymore. So we lost our health insurance at that point. We ended up losing our home, car, all of that. So your money goes by very fast and quickly, and your financial hardship comes in within months of diagnosis. And so for us, that was the biggest drive of us starting the Payton Wright Foundation.
In the beginning, it was pretty small, but now we're at a level that we're giving back and helping a lot of families.
We have helped, just last year alone, over 400 families keep their heads above water so they can focus on their child like we were able to do. We want to make sure that when those bills come in, I'm having those bills paid and that electric's on, their rent's paid or mortgage, their car payment, if their car needs to be fixed, any of that stuff, we're making sure that that's done so that that child is able to get to that hospital, has a home to come home to. No red tape. The social worker sends in the application and then they send in the bills and I pay those bills directly to the company. So we don't want it to be where you have to wait a month because those bills need to be paid today. Actually, probably 3 days ago. We also do gas cards and grocery cards, so we're making sure that the family is getting their child to and from treatment because we were told a lot of families were not doing that because they couldn't afford to. So our physicians are like, those gas cards you give us are gold.
It just takes that burden off of them, and I don't know if it just gives them a little bit of an opportunity to
just take a breath.
Yeah, take a breath and not have to think about those things. And I think that's really, at the end of the day, what it's all about. We want you, and it's part of our mission is to focus on your child.
We most certainly could not have helped all of these families over the years without having funding. These families are so appreciative as well and grateful. because you're not just paying their mortgage or rent or car payment, you're giving them time. You're giving that moment that they're never going to maybe have again. You know, I don't want to say that all children pass away, but a majority do. And to have that with your kid that you will have in your heart forever, that's priceless. So, you know, every donation, I don't care if it's $5, $1,000 or more, it's every little bit counts, and every little bit means the world to us and to our families.
How do you feel today?
You feel a lot better now?
Who's kissing you?
Sydney.
Sydney.
You know, I remember sitting on her bed and her just looking at me, and she was just like, just help other children. Just do what you can to help other children. And that's, yeah.
Say bye-bye, and I love you guys.
Bye. Love you guys. Bye.